Hey, easy peasy English learners, welcome back to another English lesson. Today we're talking about something that seems simple, but I've noticed that even intermediate students still get confused about when to use a or an and when to use the. So in this video, I'll make it super clear with easy tips, natural examples and situations you'll actually use. First, let's understand this. A and an are indefinite articles. That means we don't know exactly which one you're talking about. The is a definite article. That means you and I both know which one we're referring to. Let's break that down with real examples. Imagine you walk into a cafe and said, "I want a sandwich." Why A? Because the person you're talking to doesn't know which sandwich yet. So, any sandwich. There's tuna sandwich, bacon, regular sandwich, egg sandwich. So you haven't decided yet. But after looking at the menu, you say, "I'll have the chicken sandwich." Now it's the because it's a specific sandwich you both now know. Next, I saw a dog in the park today. It was so cute. A dog, you're introducing it for the first time. We don't know the dog, okay? It's a random dog, not a specific one. The dog kept following me. The dog, now we both know which dog you're talking about because you already mentioned it when you said, "I saw a dog." So you switched to the. So, I saw a dog in the park today. It was cute. The dog kept following me. Well, in this context, you could just say, "It kept following me," obviously, but we're learning how and why we switch from a to the. So, first time, a or an. Second time, the, because it's now known. Imagine you're flying somewhere. "I'm waiting for a flight to Tokyo." You're just saying you're taking one of the flights. Any flight. The flight is delayed. Now, it's the flight because it's your specific flight. You know it, and the person you're talking to knows it. An apple is red. Apples are red. The apple is red. So let me clarify. These sentences can all be correct depending on whether you're speaking generally or specifically. The difference is an apple is red and apples are red both mean the same thing. You're talking about apples in general, like a typical fact. Of course, there are green apples too, but you get the idea. On the other hand, the apple is red means you're talking about a specific apple, maybe the one you and the other person are both looking at or referring to. You both know which apple it is. Okay, so let's say there's a painting of an apple and it's colored blue. Then you'd say, "The apple is blue," not "an apple is blue" or "apples are blue," because you're pointing to that specific apple in the painting. If you said apples are blue or an apple is blue, it would sound like you're claiming all apples in the world are blue, which is obviously not true. But why do we say the sun, but a car? There are some fixed phrases like the sun, the moon, the earth, the sky, the internet, the world, the universe. Why? Because there are things that are one of a kind. We all know them. They are definite. For example, the sun shone at 6 p.m. today. Even if it's your first time mentioning it, no one will ask which sun, because there's only one sun. It's clear. Now compare that to a car drove by. There are millions of cars in the world. You're not talking about a specific one yet, so you use a. It's indefinite. Anything under the sun can be definite or indefinite. But the sun, the moon, the earth, etc. are always definite because they're unique and universally known. Sometimes we don't use any article at all. This is called the zero article and it can be really confusing. So listen carefully. Here's when we usually use it. Talking about things in general. I love chocolate. Dogs are friendly. No the, no a. Because we're talking about chocolate in general. Like all dogs, not one specific dog. It doesn't matter which dog. We mean all dogs in the world. Compare that to I love the chocolate you gave me. This is specific. The dogs in the shelter are so cute. Specific group of dogs. Next with uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. She drinks coffee every day. Books are expensive. No a, no the. Next with some places when used for their main purpose. She's in school. He's at work. They go to church on Sundays. But if you're talking about the building or a specific one, then you use the. I went to the school to pick up my sister. We visited the church near our hotel. Next, with meals, days, and languages, we have dinner at 7. I study English on Mondays. No the unless it's specific. The dinner we had last night was delicious. The English spoken in Ireland sounds different. Wait, I remember what Joey from Friends said. Or maybe it's because you're all sitting around here at 11:30 on a Wednesday. Now, before you get confused, Joey says on a Wednesday, not because he's talking about a specific Wednesday, but because he's pointing out how strange it is for everyone to be lounging around on what's typically a regular weekday. So he's generalizing, like saying on any Wednesday when people usually go to work. That's why a Wednesday is correct. He's not referring to a particular date, just the idea of a typical weekday. Fixed expressions. We don't use any article with these common go-to routines. Go to bed, go to sleep, go to work, go home, go to church. So you wouldn't say go to the bed or go to a home when you mean the routine. These are fixed expressions, so no article is needed. Now, read this paragraph with me to have a further understanding of the definite, indefinite articles and zero articles. Yesterday, I visited a museum in the city. It wasn't just a museum. It was the museum I had read about in a travel magazine. Inside, there was a painting by an artist I had never heard of before. The painting showed a woman standing near a river at sunset. I also saw the famous dinosaur skeleton everyone talks about. After spending an hour there, I went to school to meet my friend who's a history teacher. We talked about art, culture, and how the past helps us understand the present. Later, we had dinner at a small restaurant near the station. It wasn't fancy, but the food was delicious. Okay, let's test your understanding. I will read a paragraph, but will pause after each sentence and give you time to answer if it's a or an, the or zero article. Yesterday, I met blank friend at blank cafe near blank university. The answer is, yesterday I met a friend at a cafe near a university. It wasn't our usual spot, but blank new place that just opened. The answer is, it wasn't our special spot, but a new place that just opened. Blank cafe had blank cozy vibe and blank coffee smelled amazing. The cafe had a cozy vibe and the coffee smelled amazing. While we waited for our drinks, we talked about blank trip we're planning to take next month. We're thinking of going to blank island in the south. Here's the answer. While we waited for our drinks, we talked about a trip we're planning to take next month. We're thinking of going to an island in the south. After an hour, we walked to blank bookstore nearby. After an hour, we walked to the bookstore nearby. I found blank interesting book about blank history of food. The answer is, I found an interesting book about the history of food. My friend bought blank magazine and blank small gift for her sister. My friend bought a magazine and a small gift for her sister. Later, we both went home feeling happy and excited for blank weekend. Later, we both went home feeling happy and excited for the weekend. How did you do? Tell me in the comments. There you go. Now you know which article to use or whether to use one at all when speaking. It might seem like a small thing, but you really have to pay attention to it if you want to speak fluently, naturally, and have clear, smooth conversations in English. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.